How are you guys doing? Today is Thursday, November 4th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. And of course, just to take a quick snapshot of where we are now that the MLB season for the 2021 calendar year has come to a close. There's no football games to get into from yesterday, but of course those football seasons are underway. College basketball is just around the corner. It will start within the next week. The NBA is still underway, and of course the fourth Wednesday of Champions League soccer of the group stage round was of course taking place. So of course, starting off in the NBA, starting off in Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavaliers hosted the Portland Trail Blazers. The Cleveland Cavaliers were able to beat the Portland Trail Blazers 107-104. The Cavs would outscore the Trail Blazers by 10 in the second quarter, which would be the difference in this game. Looking first at the Trail Blazers, they were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard, Damian Lillard. He finished with 26 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals in 40 minutes. He shot 10 for 27 from the field, 3 for 12 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Norman Powell, finished with 23 points and 3 steals alongside 2 blocks in 32 minutes. He shot 9 for 16 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and 2 for 3 from the foul line on the night. Their starting shooting guard, CJ McCollum, finished with 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 7 for 19 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. Looking next at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were led in scoring by their starting center, Jared Allen. He finished with 24 points and 17 rebounds in 40 minutes. He shot 9 for 15 from the field, and then their starting point guard, Colin Sexton, finished with 21 points and 5 turnovers in 33 minutes. He shot 8 for 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Jumping out to Indianapolis, the Indiana Pacers hosted the New York Knicks. The Pacers were able to beat the Knicks 111-98. The big difference would be in the first quarter where the Pacers outscored the Knicks 36-22 by 14 points, and they would eventually end up winning the game by 13. So that would be very important for them. Looking at the Knicks, they were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Duke, R.J. Barrett. He finished with 23 points and 5 rebounds in 34 minutes. He shot 8 for 20 from the field, and he shot 5 for 7 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Kemba Walker, would finish with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in 28 minutes, as he shot 2 for 11 from the field on the night. Looking at how the Pacers fared, they were led in scoring by their starting center out of Texas, Miles Turner. He finished with 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks in 29 minutes. He shot 9 for 14 from the field, and he shot 7 for 10 from 3. Their starting shooting guard, Karis LeVert, finished with 21 points and 5 rebounds alongside 3 blocks in 31 minutes. LeVert shot 8 for 18 from the field and 4 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the Indiana Pacers are 3-6, and with this loss, the New York Knicks are 5-3 to start their season. Staying on the topic of New York, the Brooklyn Nets hosted the Atlanta Hawks. The Nets were able to beat the Hawks 117-108. The Nets outscored the Hawks by 14 points in the third quarter, which would be the big difference in this matchup. Looking at the Hawks, they were led in scoring by their starting small forward, DeAndre Hunter. He finished with 26 points in 33 minutes. He shot 10 for 11 from the field and a perfect 6 for 6 from 3. The Hawks' elite starting point guard, Trae Young, finished with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 6 for 22 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, and 7 for 8 from the foul line. Looking at the Brooklyn Nets, they were led in scoring by their goated starting power forward, Kevin Durant. He finished with 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 13 for 20 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, and 4 for 6 from the foul line on the day. Their elite starting shooting guard, James Harden, finished with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 11 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 5 for 14 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3, and he shot 1 for 1 from the foul line on the day. And their elite starting power forward, Blake Griffin, finished with 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in 31 minutes. He shot 2 for 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3, and he made his only free throw of the night. With this win, the Brooklyn Nets are 5-3, and with this loss, the Atlanta Hawks are now 4-4 at this moment in the season. Jumping out to Orlando, the Magic hosted the Boston Celtics, and then the Celtics would beat the Magic on the road. They won this game 92-79. The big difference would come in the third as the Celtics outscored the Magic 31-10 in order to come from behind, take the lead, and run away with this win. Looking at the hometown Magic, they were led in scoring by their center from Duke and their power forward from UNC. Wendell Carter Jr. finished with 13 points and 13 rebounds alongside 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 5 for 12 from the field, and he made one of his 2 free throws. Cole Anthony finished with 13 points and 5 rebounds in 37 minutes as he shot 4 for 18 from the field. He would, however, go on to make all 3 of his free throw attempts. Looking at the Boston Celtics, who won this matchup, they were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Cal, Jaylen Brown. He finished with 28 points and 5 rebounds in 32 minutes. He shot 10 for 17 from the field and 5 for 7 from the foul line. Their elite starting small forward, Jason Tatum out of Duke, finished with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks in 34 minutes. Tatum shot 4 for 16 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, and 5 for 8 from the foul line. With this win, the Boston Celtics are 3-5. With this loss, the Orlando Magic are 2-7. Taking a look at what went down in Philly, the Philadelphia 76ers hosted the Chicago Bulls. And in this matchup between 2 of the hottest teams in the East, the Sixers would end up beating the Bulls 103-98. The Sixers outscored the Bulls by 14 points in the first half, and the Bulls just wouldn't have enough to come back in the second half. Looking at the Bulls, they were led in scoring by their small forward out of USC, DeMar DeRozan. He finished with 37 points and 10 rebounds in 36 minutes. He shot 13 for 22 from the field and 11 for 12 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard out of UCLA, Zach LaVine, finished with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 turnovers in 38 minutes. He shot 11 for 24 from the field, and he would end up shooting 3 for 4 from the foul line on the night. Looking at how the Sixers fared, they were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Duke, Seth Curry. He finished with 22 points and 5 rebounds in 34 minutes. He shot 9 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and he made both of his free throw attempts on the night. Their elite starting shooting guard, Joel Embiid out of Kansas, finished with 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists in 34 minutes. He shot 6 for 18 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and he made 5 of his 9 free throw attempts. With this win, the Philadelphia 76ers are 6-2. With this loss, so are the Chicago Bulls. They are sitting at 6-2, right alongside the Sixers, holding 2 of the best records in the Eastern Conference. Jumping to our nation's capital, the Washington Wizards hosted the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors would end up beating the Wizards 109-100. The Raptors outscored the Wizards by 11 points in the second quarter. Other than that, it was pretty even for the rest of the game. Looking at how the Wizards fared, they were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Bradley Beal. He finished with 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in 39 minutes. He shot 8 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and he made all 7 of his free throw attempts. Looking at how the Raptors fared, they were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Fred VanVleet. He finished with 33 points and 6 assists in 43 minutes. He shot 13 for 22 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and he shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, OG Anunoby, finished with 21 points and 5 rebounds alongside 3 steals in 40 minutes. He shot 9 for 20 from the field and 3 for 5 from 3. With this win, the Toronto Raptors are 6-3 and still have yet to lose on the road. With this loss, the Washington Wizards are 5-3, as these are also 2 more of the Eastern Conference's best teams at this moment in the year. Jumping out to Tennessee, the Memphis Grizzlies hosted the Denver Nuggets and the 2021 MVP, and the Grizzlies would end up beating the Nuggets 108-106 after they outscored the Nuggets by 7 in the fourth quarter to come back from being down 5. Looking at how the Nuggets fared on the losing end, they were led in scoring by the reigning NBA MVP, their elite starting center Nikola Jokic. Jokic finished with 34 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 11 for 20 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and he shot a perfect 10 for 10 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Will Barton, finished with 26 points, 7 assists, and 2 steals in 40 minutes. He shot 11 for 21 from the field, and he shot 4 for 9 from 3. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they were led in scoring by their starting power forward, Jaren Jackson Jr. He finished with 22 points and 8 rebounds alongside 3 blocks in 30 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Ja Morant, finished with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists alongside 3 steals in 33 minutes. He shot 8 for 16 from the field, and he shot 2 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the Memphis Grizzlies are 5-3 on the year, and with this loss, the Denver Nuggets are 4-4. Jumping out to Minneapolis, the Minnesota Timberwolves hosted the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers would end up beating the Timberwolves to pick up their 3rd win of the season. The Clippers outscored the Timberwolves by 11 in the 3rd quarter. Other than that, it was an even game because they won the game by 11. That's how math works. Looking at how the Timberwolves fared on the losing end, they were led in scoring by their starting small forward, the former number 1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards. He finished with 28 points and 6 assists alongside 3 steals and 6 turnovers in 38 minutes. He shot 11 for 21 from the field and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their elite starting center, Karl Anthony Towns, finished with 18 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 6 for 16 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. And then for the Clippers, they were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Paul George. He finished with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, alongside 8 turnovers in 36 minutes. Paul George shot 11 for 18 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. Their starting point guard, Reggie Jackson, finished with 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists in 36 minutes as he shot 11 for 18 from the field and 7 for 9 from 3. Their starting power forward, Nick Batum, finished with 20 points and 5 rebounds in 30 minutes. Batum shot 7 for 10 from the field and 6 for 8 from 3. With this win, the Los Angeles Clippers are 3-4. With this loss, the Minnesota Timberwolves are also 3-4. Taking a look at what's going on with the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs hosted their in-state rival, the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks would beat the Spurs 109-108 after they had to outscore the Spurs by 3 in the fourth quarter because they came into the quarter trailing by 2. Looking at the Spurs, their starting point guard, DeJounte Murray, led the team in scoring as he had 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals in 34 minutes. DeJounte Murray shot 8 for 18 from the field. He would shoot 5 for 6 from the foul line as well. There's the Spurs shooting guard off the bench, Devin Vassell, would finish with 21 points and 2 blocks in 31 minutes. He shot 9 for 12 from the field, and he shot 3 for 6 from 3. Looking at how the Mavericks went, they were led in scoring by their starting point guard out of Villanova, Jalen Brunson. He finished with 31 points and 10 rebounds alongside 2 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 9 for 17 from the field and 12 of 15 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Luka Doncic, finished with 23 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 10 for 25 from the field, 3 for 12 from 3 as well. And then their starting small forward out of Michigan, Tim Hardaway Jr., would finish with 23 points and 6 rebounds alongside 2 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 7 for 17 from the field and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the Dallas Mavericks are 5-3. With this loss, the San Antonio Spurs are 2-6. Jumping up to San Francisco, the Golden State Warriors, who are also surging, hosted the Charlotte Hornets, and the Warriors would end up beating the Hornets 114-92 after they outscored the Charlotte Hornets by 6 points in the second quarter, 12 points in the third quarter, and then by 9 points in the fourth. That would be a combined 27 points over the second, third, and fourth quarters, after the Hornets outscored the Warriors by 5. Looking at how the Hornets fared, they were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Miles Bridges, out of Michigan State. He finished with 32 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in 38 minutes. He shot 12 for 22 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Gordon Hayward, would finish with 23 points and 11 rebounds in 37 minutes, as the veteran from Butler shot 8 for 15 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the foul line. Looking at, and also, before I move to the Warriors, the Hornets' elite starting point guard, LaMelo Ball, would finish with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals in 34 minutes. He shot 5 for 14 from the field and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Looking at the Golden State Warriors, their leading scorer was their starting shooting guard out of Michigan, Jordan Poole. He finished with 31 points and 4 steals in 32 minutes. He shot 11 for 21 from the field, 7 for 16 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. Their goated starting point guard, Stephen Curry, finished with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists in 35 minutes, as he shot 6 for 15 from the field and 3 for 11 from 3. With this win, the Golden State Warriors are 6-1. With this loss, the Charlotte Hornets are 5-4 at this point of the season. Last but not least, staying within the state of California, the Sacramento Kings hosted the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Sacramento Kings would beat the Pelicans 112-99 to serve the Pelicans their 8th loss in their first 9 games. The Kings outscored the Pelicans by 8 points in the fourth quarter and able to increase their lead and run away with this win. And looking at the Pelicans, they were led in scoring by their point guard out of Kansas and their shooting guard out of Virginia Tech. Devontae Graham finished with 16 points and 7 assists in 31 minutes as he shot 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. Nickeil Alexander-Walker finished with 16 points in 33 minutes as he shot 7 for 16 from the field and made one of his 2 free throws for the night. Looking at the Kings, they were led in scoring by their starting small forward out of UNC, Harrison Barnes. He finished with 23 points and 8 rebounds in 39 minutes. He shot 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, and 9 for 10 from the foul line. Their starting point guard out of Iowa State, Tyrese Halliburton, finished with 20 points, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks in 37 minutes, as he shot 6 for 11 from the field, and he made 7 of his 8 free throw attempts for the night. With this win, the Sacramento Kings are 4-4, and with this loss, the New Orleans Pelicans are 1-8. Taking a look at what's going on overseas, especially as the 4th week of Champions League matchups are wrapping up, and this is for the groups or the teams that are in the A, B, C, and D groups. Of course, starting off at the very top with the A group, who in this matchup is led by Man City, the reigning Premier League champs. Man City came into this match. They hosted Club Brugge and were able to pull off a 4-1 win, as their goals will come from Phil Foden, their young English winger Riyad Mahrez, their Algerian attacker Raheem Sterling, their elite English winger, and then Gabriel Jesus. The Club Brugge's only goal came from an own goal from John Stones, but of course that was a big win for Man City as they are sitting top of the table. PSG faced off against RB Leipzig, and they drew 2-2 as both of their goals came from Gini Wijnaldum, their midfielder, as RB Leipzig evened it up off of a penalty in the 92nd minute as both of these teams came away with 1 point in the table. Taking a look at what went on in Group B, Liverpool came into this matchup or Liverpool faced off against Atletico Madrid, the reigning La Liga champs, and were able to pull off a 2-0 win at home as Diogo Jota and Sadio Mane's 2 goals would do enough for that, as the reigning La Liga champs are in danger of not even qualifying for Europa League at this point. And then taking a look at the other matchup within this group, AC Milan drew with Porto, as Porto's own goal in the 61st minute would be the equalizer that gave both teams 1 point in the table as well as 1 point in the matchup each. Taking a look at what's going on in Group C, looking at the Portuguese reigning champs, Sporting hosted Besiktas and was able to pull off a 4-0 win, as 3 of their goals came in the first half. Two of them came from Goncalves. And then looking at the other matchup, Borussia Dortmund hosted Ajax Amsterdam, and Amsterdam was able to beat Dortmund 3-1, as their second goal came from Sebastian Haller. That would be the difference, as Haller is having a virtuoso Champions League for himself. Ajax still undefeated in Champions League. And then taking a look at what's going on in Group D, starting with the reigning Italian champs, Inter Milan went to Sheriff Tiraspol in Moldova, and they were able to beat them 3-1, as Skriniar's, or as Inter would score all 3 of their goals before Sheriff scored their only goal in the 91st minute. Big win for Inter Milan, as they are also looking to avoid Europa League relegation. And then Real Madrid, the other matchup in this bracket, was able to beat Shakhtar Donetsk in Spain, as they were able to get a brace from their elite Spanish striker Karim Benzema. That is currently what sports are looking like as of right now. And once all of today's exhibitions and matchups are complete, I will come back tomorrow on Friday, November 5th, for another episode of The Elite. But until then, I want to thank everybody for listening to this piece. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with an individual profile after this for Achraf Hakimi. But until then, thanks for listening to this piece. I hope all is well, and I'll catch you with another episode tomorrow. Peace out.